Welcome everyone to another episode of the LANCESCURV Show Rooftop Perspectives. What number is this? 106? I don't want to get caught up in saying the numbers because it's like I might get it wrong. But we don't want to do that. Anyway, I had a laid back day, wonderful day, and it's been sweet so far, creating content and making sure things are right. I'm really immersed in my work. And it's really a good feeling. And it's really a good feeling when I know that I'm helping someone, encouraging someone, motivating someone. And the comments and the love that's shown really lets me know that I'm here doing what I am supposed to do. And lots of times in life, we don't know what it is we're supposed to do. We feel disjointed. We feel as though we're not living to our full potential, but who's to say what it is? Growth happens in spurts. It takes time sometimes. And you know, I always say time is an artificial construct, and it is, but not on this level. Man has created this. On the spiritual levels, there is no time. So what you need to do, and I'm not saying like I know everything by me saying it, what you need to do, right? But really, I'm going to say it. What you need to do is tune in to that biological clock, and that's a bad way of saying it, to that spiritual clock, or rather that internal clock that we have that is connected to the spiritual realm. That's a whole different clock. That clock never makes you feel late. That clock never makes you feel as though you have to rush. That clock, you're always on time. Okay, and it's like an analogy I used in a conversation with Sister Ambience the other day. And I said, you know, we always make a time for us to meet, so to say. Let me just make sure this mic is in the right place, because I don't want to find myself talking jibber, right? But yeah, we'll make a time for an event to happen. We're having a baby shower. We're having a function at the church. We're having a dinner at the house. We have a sporting event somewhere. Whatever it may be, we make a time for it, right? But is it really the time for that event? Say we have something planned as a sporting event for high school kids, junior high school, middle school, elementary school kids, whatever it is, and it's on a Saturday, and we say, you know what, let's meet up on this particular place, the school, the schoolyard, at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock or 10 a.m., we're going to meet there, and that's when it starts. Well, a few people show up a little early. A few more show up a little bit after 10. But the majority of the people are not there at 10 o'clock. But by the time 10:40 comes, that's when everyone is there. What does that tell you? Time is not what you see on the clock. Time comes from within. We are the time. If there's anything else, we are the time. And things start when we show up. When you wake up every day, you can't tell yourself, well, I'm going to go to work now, but I'm going to have a little breakfast. And I know by the time that 10:19 in the morning comes, I'm going to go and do a number 2. 2:13 in the afternoon is going to be, you don't know when you have to go to the bathroom. Bathrooms are there constantly for you to use them when the time comes. And the time comes from the internal. So for me, once I understood this concept, it came to me and I understood it. You never have to look out over the world and say, when is it going to happen for me? What is my big break going to come to me? Well, things do seem to come to you, but really and truly, if you activate the understanding of the internal time clock, you understand that you draw things to you. There are people that I have met here in Accra, Ghana, that there is just no way this thing could have been by chance. The kind of connections that I've been making, there's no way that it could have been by chance. It had to be divine. You see, when people try to dictate to you that your time can't come because it's not coming through them, you know, you have a spouse, stereotypical type of controlling situation. We know women can be controlling, but let me just say it this way. Say you have a husband, a man, a husband, whatever you want to call, you're committed, so-called, but it's not really a super commitment, because this man He pays the bills. You could say he's a good man. He brings the money home, although sometimes you don't know where that $100 or $200 disappeared to. Got to dig into that. But now you want to elevate yourself. See, you took time to help push him through school where he did not have to work as much, or you put him on a level that he's on now that he can do a little more because of the help that you gave him over the years. Now it comes time that you say, you're not saying, I did this for you, you have to do this for me. But you say, you know what? While I was working so much, while you were in school, I was always thinking about something that I always wanted to do. And I want to go to school to learn a particular area of expertise, not necessarily just for the money. Of course it's going to be for the money. You're spending money in school to learn this. But it will bring me joy, and it will bring me closer to my purpose as I was at that other job that was a mediocre job, a menial job, but I had big things in my head. So now you would think that this person would want to support you like you supported them, right? On so many different levels. It's not just money. But now they say, no, I don't think you should do it. I think it's a waste of time. It's too much money. And you realize that you're with this controlling entity that wanted you to boost him up and sacrifice for him. And he's going to tell you what's not good for you, but you know on the inside, deep down in your soul, that it's time for you to expand. And you might try to do something else, and it may not be something involving school, but it's some kind of friend that you met or someone that you knew for a long time that's going to help you get into this business where you just might have to go through an inexpensive certification program. And that same man is telling you that you can't do this, and why would you want to do that? He wants to keep you stagnant. He wants to make you feel that he's the God above all gods. He wants to make you feel that he dictates the time in your life when you can do and accomplish the things that you have to do. Well, you know what? If this constantly happens and he retards your growth and limits your life, you know what time it is. It's time to go. Time to go. Because nothing lasts forever. Change is inevitable. Like my personal saying rather, it's better to initiate change than let change initiate you. Change is coming. So if you have a say-so in how change helps to change you and how it transpires, then it's going to land pretty much where you want it. But if you sit back and do nothing at all of a sudden change will initiate you. You'll find yourself maybe in a sorry state of affairs, and maybe the initiation of a random change can help you. But you need to have your hand in on it, or when the time comes for you to go through the positive changes that you've always had in your heart. The external, if you let it, like that husband that I described, who was very controlling and did not want your growth to transpire, maybe because he was insecure, maybe he was jealous of you and the potential that you have or the talents that he sees inside of you, because we have a lot of that in this world. We'll have people, and it doesn't have to be just friends or husbands or wives, or it could be family, it could be in-laws. They see your greatness inside of you, and it terrifies them how far you can go. So they want to be the one at the helm, and so they try to discourage you and keep you from knowing what time it is. See, when the chef stands over the food that he is preparing for the restaurant, he doesn't need a clock or timer, because he can sense what's going on, because he's been doing this for so long, and he looks over the food, and it's just so instinctive and intuitive to him. But when you're moving into a new realm and you feel that feeling on the inside, you need to understand what time it is and how timing works, and look over your stuff the same way until you master the time where it's just instinctive. And you will have people around you who know that it's time for you to blossom, know that it's time for you to leave out of that cocoon like that beautiful butterfly that's inside, that entered in as a caterpillar that most people think is ugly. So they will do things to you and let you know that they'll take it further. They'll try to discourage you. They'll try to smear you. They'll try to do all kind of things, but you must know that your answer is not coming from the outside. Your answer is coming from the inside. And you have to know when it's time. You have to shut out all the other voices that are around you whispering, and the people that you see around you that are plotting and planning for you to live a life of mediocrity while they see the greatness inside of you, because they're just straight jealous. They'll never admit it. They'll jump first to say something bad about you so the people take you as being bad or no good, when really it's them. But if you don't focus on them and you do you, and you look at what's coming from the inside, that's the way to go. Because the answer will always come from the inside at the right time. Think about that. The Creator made you in a very special way, where everything that you need comes from the inside. I was watching a video about the egg of a chicken. And they were saying, for those who eat eggs, that eggs are such a complete food that it has everything for life needed for that chicken, and all of these different nutrients that are hard to find. And this particular gentleman was saying you need to eat at least 2 to 4 eggs a day. It will guarantee you that you won't fall deficient in certain minerals and vitamins and different substances as you go on your day and eat whatever way you eat, right? So, I'm always thinking about things on different levels. I was like, wow, if the egg can have everything on the inside that it needs, why can't we? Why can't we have everything on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, on a mental level, on a physical level, to be able to navigate this shark-infested world, this world that's turning so rotten? It's so hard to breathe these days. I don't mean breathing as far as our lungs are concerned. Breathing as far as breathing in the love that used to be in abundance in the atmosphere. It's no longer there as much as it used to be. That no matter how many issues that we've had, that some say are problems and I say are challenges, that breathing was easier because there was an abundance of love. That no matter what we went through as a people, we were there for each other. Yes, you had jealousy. Yes, you had haters, even though we didn't refer to it as that, right? But we had people who cared for us. We gave a little more of ourselves. Now it has to be a tit for tat. If I do this for you, you got to do this for me. If I do this for you, you got to pay me. If I do this for you, you better put me in a better position, because this is what it's all about. No, it shouldn't be that way. And we're choking ourselves off. We're following a different narrative in this world. We've been hijacked mentally, and we're not operating the way we were made to operate, because we're listening to things and influences that come from the outside and not listening to the inner voice from the inside. It can't work that way. It cannot work that way. We got to tune out the world from the outside and make sure that we're listening to that voice, because let me tell you something. If you don't listen to that internal voice that is directly from the Creator, what He put inside of you, it's going to be less and less. You're not going to hear it as much. And it's going to get lower and lower and lower. And your behavior will be reduced to the level of a beast. The level of a beast. And then things that you didn't think that you would do from before, you'll do it. And you'll say to yourself in times of fleeting consciousness, wow, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe that I sunk so low. My mama, my father, whoever raised me would be so embarrassed if they found out that I'm behaving in such a manner. It's because you stopped listening to the voice from within, the time from within, that knowing from within. You see, we say the animals are wildlife. No, they're obedient life, because they don't have the things that we have. Animals don't have houses. Animals don't have grocery stores and doctors, but they're living quite well. We are the ones who are living a wild life, because we're not living in accordance as to the plans of how we're supposed to live. And we can't see it because we feel so high and mighty. We got to get back on track. And we got to understand, as those of us who are truly the chosen ones, doesn't mean you're souped up. How can you be a chosen one and you hate your own brother? How can you be a prophet or a chosen one and you despise the progress of another and try to inhibit the progress of another when it is designated for you to rise? Nothing can stop it. So those of you who feel a little defeated, a little alienated, pushed out, understand when you're pushed out from certain toxic groups, you're being pushed into yourself to grow because of the treasure that's on the inside of you. But for this to work, you've got to know that you have a treasure inside of you. The guide. People say the God, I say the guide. The instructions. If you just sit still and get away from this toxic world that is talking nothing, there's all kind of narcissistic, sociopathic entities out here who crave attention, who are not what they seem to be. We've all been disappointed when we had a belief or a faith in a person that they were a good person, and just as though you've done right by them, they would do right by you. But once you had one too many of those experiences, you should know, don't continue to look outside, look inside, and you'll find that you will be your best friend. You'll be the one who'll make yourself laugh more. You'll enjoy your company more. And most of all, you'll be more productive in the things that you have to do with the Creator-given talents and abilities that you were given. And that in itself will give you the beautiful days that I'm enjoying right now. Beautiful, peaceful days, looking within, following the instruction from the guide, telling me what I need to do. Sometimes I get up and I say, I need to go down by the mall, and I need to go by the east side of town and the west side. And then all of a sudden I say, what? What's the best thing for me to do? They say, put this off for tomorrow. Go to this one place and stay there a little longer. There's a reason why I'm telling you this. And the reason why, when you find out when you go to a particular place a little longer and don't rush, is because you were supposed to meet somebody that puts you so far ahead and above what the naysayers say that you couldn't achieve on your own. My life here is a testimony to that. And deep down, I'm humble. I won't brag. But when things come out, folks will say, oh my God, I burnt a bridge with him and I can't go back. But you lighten my load. And I thank you all who are quite negative to me for doing so, because I can fly high without the baggage of toxicity, and while I listen to my inner voice. And I suggest you do the same. You don't have to worry about getting in battle with the enemy. The balance of the universe will take care of them. Do you concern yourself about you? And it's not being selfish, because you will have some people who are dysfunctional who legitimately depend on you, and the dysfunctional ones depend on you because they can get over and lean on you and get out of you, something out of you. And when you do for self, they look at it as though you're taking something away from them. But for the people who are genuine in your life, for you to do for yourself is the best thing you can do for them. Because if you are not balanced in your life, if you don't have your tank full, what is it that you can do for yourself when the ones who took from you abandon you and leave you be and don't give a damn whether you're living or dead? So I'm always going to make sure from this point on, and for a while already, to keep my gas tank topped up on all levels, to keep my life good and focus on that. Only then will I be good for someone else and won't get too drained when I have to do a favor for someone else, when that voice inside of me tells me that it's the right thing to do. I love you all so much, and thank you all for the support. LANCESCURV.com is where it's always going to be. I just want to say salute to my brothers, mwah, and much love to my sisters. It's been a wonderful journey. There have been some roadblocks and bumps along the way, but it only elevated me and mine to higher heights that most people couldn't even comprehend, right? So I look back at my life and look at the roadblocks and look at those bumps, I say, man, I didn't understand why those things had to happen. You know, from young all the way up, we review our life. And every step of the way, those obstacles would have caused growth inside of me. A growth that I would not be able to attain unless I went through it. So if you're going through something right now, understand it's only going to make you bigger, stronger, and better than you ever been before. And we all want to make sure to do that. Never look at it as a down or dark moment. Just know that the sun always shines even when the clouds are in the way. And I always say this, when those clouds part and you see the sun has rays for you and only you that are going to shine on you. And all that time the clouds were there, the sun was holding on to those rays. So what's due you, nobody can stop you from getting. What's coming to you, nobody can stop you from getting. Nobody can stop you. There was no one put here to be a God over you, over the actual creator that gave you life and the talents and abilities that you have. So don't let anybody dupe you and make you think that they're your leader. They're going to lead you some way. People can influence you, but you are the president of your life. You're the one to lead yourself. If you don't believe so, stick around on LANCESCURV and see where we go. This is wonderful for me to be here, and I can see it clearly now, even more so why it's that way. We're going to live a wonderful life. We're going to empower other people and encourage other people, and never try to break a person's spirit when they look to you for that motivation. And that's what I'm here for. And I humbly submit, I'm a servant for my people, not just in words and looking for attention, but in deeds. But I will never say or display those. You'll hear about it one day, maybe when I transition, when people get to talking what I was really all about. But now I just have to continue my work and enjoy every single day and the joy of the process of my work. That's what it really is for me. I've seen many things with my eyeballs. I've been through a lot of situations. You know, if you listen to the show, the crazy life and things I've seen, but it was all for a reason. So we take these other parts of our life that we thought were dirty rags, things we were embarrassed about, and we can sew them together and make a beautiful quilt, multicolored. And when we now see life for what it is, we realize we are being groomed to have wisdom that we can help somebody with, and peace of mind that many people could never achieve, being the fake people that they are. Anyway, I love you all. I'm going to go on down now and create more content, maybe take a little walk. I got some new goodies to play with to bring a different type of content. I'm happy about that. I'm like a little boy in the that got locked away in the candy store overnight. He had no complaints. He prayed for the owner to take a day off so he can eat all the candy. Anyway, I love you all. LANCESCURV out. On to the next one. But always keep your eye on LANCESCURV.com. That's where all of our work will be, no matter what. And you have a wonderful evening, morning, noon, or night, whatever it may be. But always listen to that voice on the inside. And if you don't get anything else from what I said tonight, always listen to the voice from the inside. And remember, you are time. You cause things to happen. It's all on you. That's all you have to worry about. Much love, y'all.